Alright, so I found that one tree, and the front 2/3, which are these two pieces, was up off the ground, and the other part was kind of laying there. So I just brought them all up just for the greens. What I'll do is I'll cut the thinner pieces and then baton those, because my knife will be able to go through those. I have a bush lore with me from Condor, and it doesn't have the longest blade. I may need to upgrade and get a little bit longer blade. But anyway, so I'll split that stuff right there, and then I'll cut this into logs, and then if I need to, I'll go into probably about up to here, because everything after that is probably kind of wet and nasty. The end is pretty muddy. That was a lot heavier though than these two pieces, so I think it has a lot of moisture in it, whereas these two pieces were a lot lighter, and so that would indicate a little bit that they were obviously smaller pieces, but they have less water in them. It has a good sound to it when you tap on it, and when I cut through, I didn't have any rotted ends. So that's kind of what you were looking for, and it was on the ground. So I'm legal, right? I didn't cut it down, I didn't take it off a tree. So anyway, we'll see if I can get some shavings off of one of those sticks, and while we have light left, and I'll go from there. If not, I have some fire starter sticks that I brought because, well, it's car camping. Alright, so I kind of cut this stuff up. It was funny because I cut this stuff with a Laplander, and then I realized I had a bow saw in the car. You know, I was thinking, oh man, I wish I had my Agawam Canyon with me. And the actual Baco 21-inch or 24-inch bow saw is sitting in the car. Duh. Anyway, so I kind of split that stuff up. I really need to get a little bit longer knife because I was getting to the point where it was hard to get through. So what I do is I cut that piece, and we'll go long, and then we'll burn it in the middle, and then we'll slide it in. This should last me all night, and if it doesn't, I'll just go to bed. End of story. So I'm using this thing that was left as sort of a shavings holder, and I got some cedar bark in there, and I got a bunch of cedar twigs, and then some smalls and stuff, and then we'll go from there, and we'll see if it works. And if it doesn't, I have the the Duraflame campfire starters. We'll do it the easy way, right? So I have this is a little Pathfinder add-on. When I was buying the skillet, I tossed in this little fire steel kind of thing. It's all right. The steel itself is kind of short on it, so we'll see how that works. I need to put a wet fire in the back because it has a little pouch or a little compartment in the back that you can put a wet fire. I mean, it's all right. I replaced the paracord that was on it with one that was actual full-size paracord and a little bit longer, so I could use that paracord for a bow drill if I needed to. So anyway, I'm going to move the camera onto that rock because I'm an idiot and forgot my tripod, my Gorilla Pod, which is going to be a problem for tomorrow, but can't tell you about that. And we'll shoot and see if we can't light this fire. Well, I'll be honest, it wasn't pretty. Hopefully that wasn't too cringeworthy. The issue is that the throw is just too short. So this is ribbed on the end, and I don't think that helps. I mean, the idea is that it's going to cut in here. Let me see if I can get it to zoom or focus. The idea is it would cut in and create these grooves in there. I don't think it's focusing, but the throw is just too short, and the string and this cap gets in the way. I kept hitting the plastic here, so I really think I'm gonna stick with my 6-inch one. I really think that that's a better option. And we'll leave that to something like a ditch kit, you know, or it would be useful if you were gonna planning on making a fire with a fire steel but you needed it. Use that with the wet fire in the back as sort of an emergency thing. I don't know, it was just kind of a toy. But that wood, it's cedar, it's rolling, so I think we're good. Alright guys, the sun is up. It is a balmy 26 degrees. Getting all packed up here. It's 10 to 7, and I believe that the front gates open at 8. So that means I'm stuck here for another hour or so. But I'm just eating a s'mores Pop-Tart, which is a bit frozen. And had a little bit of moisture on the bottom of the what's this called? Ground sheet. There you go. And then just a little bit on the edges of the tent. Inside the tent I had a little bit of frost up at the top, but not a whole lot. So all in all, it wasn't too bad. I was super warm despite the fact that I didn't bother to close my foot box when I went to bed. So when I zipped up the bottom of the underquilt, I forgot to cinch the foot box closed, and I slept pretty much all night with just my base layer, you know, woolies, top and bottom, and no socks. But I did take my jacket, my puffy jacket, I zipped it up and slid it over the foot box to add a little bit extra foot box protection, and draped my fleece over that because I had a pillow, so I didn't need it as a pillow. So that seemed to work out all right. I was wondering why my feet were cold this morning. Apparently, if you don't zip up your foot box, then you have cold feet. Not much left of the fire though. There was just a tiny little piece of the end root that was a little wet, but I burned up that entire set by like 9:30. So you figure if you're trying to keep a fire going all night, you're gonna need, you know, quite a bit. So, but other than that, we're just getting packed up here, waiting for the gates to open. What is that? That's for the next adventure, which a balmy 26 does not bode well for that. So anyway, we'll catch you guys later. Okay guys, there is no walking trails here, so we're gonna have to find a different mode of transportation. This is the Cache River natural area, and this is a river that is sort of an offshoot of the Ohio. Has heavy historical significance back into the 1800s. There was pirates that would use this, and they would waylay people on the Ohio River, and then they'd bring their stuff back in here. That's why it's called Cache River. So I guess there's been some dams and things done, and so anyway, this is backed up and it's pretty much a swamp, which is pretty cool. I believe this is the northernmost cypress swamp in Illinois. And I'm going to be hooking up with some folks from the St. Louis Canoe and Kayak Club, and they have graciously allowed me to borrow a kayak, and we're going to kayak in here. Hello, little birdie. There's a bird in there, I swear. Oh, there he is. So anyway, my camera is misbehaving. I zoomed in on this little birdie here while videoing, and I got a zoom error, which is unfortunate. So I have a feeling the Olympus SH2 may be on the way out, but I think I have a square trade on this, so maybe they'll cover it or some of it. The pictures are getting a little bit better, but it seems that anything that is f-stop 4.2 or lower, which would be down into the 3s, the exposure gets all whacked out. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. I'm going to try to zoom in on this cardinal. Let's see if we get another zoom error. There's a cardinal out in those bushes. Yeah, ooh, it zoomed in real quick, didn't it? I don't know. I'm not really sure what the best option is. I brought the fake GoPro, and I'm kind of hoping that the, see, it zooms out slow, doesn't it? Anyway, I brought the fake GoPro, and we'll probably do a lot of footage from that, and I'll either do voiceover or use the external audio recorder. I was hoping to use the camera to take pictures, but it's kind of not behaving itself. So I guess maybe if I zoom in on taking pictures, then that would work out. But these birds are awesome. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling. It's chilly. It's like 34 degrees. So I'm a little nervous about getting in the water. I've never kayaked before, and this is definitely hypothermic weather. So I've brought extra clothes. I'll have extra insulation. I have my rain pants and a rain jacket that I can put on to keep warm. And I think what I'm going to do is just kind of wear my pants normally, because my legs will be in the boat out of the wind, hopefully. And then I'll have the woolies in case I dump, which I'm not going to dump. All right? I'm not going to dump. All right? That's the hope anyway.